Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort. Kogan. Drip. Snort, snort. I got the drip. Go.
All right, let's have a look at this fridge or freezer, and then we'll get into wrestling.
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll do, because there are some contributions. We'll shout those out, and then we'll get into the wrestling.
I didn't think we were getting any contributions.
There was a couple super chats. I do have a couple tips that came in, so let's get into the fridge first. So let's see here. What do you want? Okay, what do we want to do first? Do we want to do the fridge or do we want to do the freezer first? What do we want to look at first?
All right, well, let's look at this freezer first.
Freezer first. Okay, so freezer, pick one. You have these on your end, better quality.
Yes.
So you can see them better. For everyone on stream, this is the best I can do and blow it up for stream here, okay?
Okay, Phil, what are these shitty, containers? Are these, frozen microwave meals, in the bottom there?
Oh, no, don't call them shitty, because what you're seeing right there are gourmet frozen ramen, not salty whatsoever.
Gourmet frozen ramen.
These are low fat, low sodium, but full of flavor, actual vegetables, white meat chicken, delicious broth, and all you gotta do is add some water, toss them in the microwave. It's a delicious snacker meal.
There's no way, because it looks like if we just remove those two frozen ramen, the rum cake could fit in right there.
That is a stack of 6 frozen ramen, 3 on each side. That fills that entire side of the freezer up. And what I'm holding there is a tray of ice that goes on top of it. And that is 100% filling to the top of that side of the freezer right there.
How about you take out and eat the ramen?
Well, I could, but I can't eat 6 at once. I will. That's the intention.
Are you
eat
kidding?
them slowly.
Phil, you can suck it back. Come on, Phil.
That is top quality ramen straight out of the fridge at Costco. I can't be eating 6 of them.
The premium gourmet ramen. Phil's such a fucking mark. Holy shit. No, it's gourmet. I swear to God. Okay. Then we have, it looks like a frozen pizza.
That's correct. That is
the top left.
A frozen margarita pizza, also from my Costco trip that I told you about. It's pretty good. It actually came in a pack of 2, and we did eat one of those already. So this is the second one. We haven't gotten around to eating it yet, and it's pretty good. It's a little bit too much cheese, I think, for me, but it still tastes pretty good.
So that's now been eaten.
That's what's left. There were 2 in there. That's the one that's left in there.
Right, and then behind that, is that a Hungry Man? It appears to be a Hungry Man. Is that not the blue and yellow packaging of a Hungry Man frozen dinner?
No, that is actually a different frozen pizza that we had previous that we hadn't eaten yet. So that's a different frozen pizza. We have them. Sometimes we have them as like a night snack before we go to bed, or if we have a day off, we have it during the day or something like that. That's just a different kind.
This is the signature healthy eating of Darkside.
That's right.
The healthy arc, the frozen pizzas.
Only the best of frozen pizzas, let me tell you. These are not Red Baron. These are not the Tombstone. This is the good stuff, all right? It's ridiculous. I would never eat that.
They're pointing at chat. Pizza is a snack now?
Yes, absolutely.
It might be a snack for me, but, this is supposedly the healthy Burnell household.
Well, you don't eat the whole thing. You have a piece or 2, and then you save the rest, and you warm it up later.
What do you mean you save the rest?
Put it into a Tupperware container. You put it in your refrigerator, and you can warm it up another day for a snack on a different meal.
Reheat frozen pizza, Phil?
Of course you do.
All right. Let's see what else do we got. Are those pretzels or is that bread?
Actually, one of those things is a frozen focaccia bread that my wife saw. We were at Trader Joe's and she wanted to try a focaccia bread, so we froze it. We haven't eaten it yet. We're gonna eat that with a dinner at some point. We're gonna thaw it out and eat it. And then there's a bunch of bags there. We were trying some kind of it was supposed to be low-fat fried rice at Costco as well. So it's like a shrimp fried rice. And we have a whole bunch of them there. We haven't eaten any yet. It was like a 6-pack. So it's 6 of them there. Behind there, that big red packaging you're seeing are some breakfast burritos that we have sometimes for breakfast, because we alternate. Because you can actually see there's a bagel there too, a frozen bagel. So sometimes we'll have a bagel, sometimes we'll have toast, sometimes we'll have a breakfast burrito for breakfast. So it's pretty, as you can see, it's pretty stacked in there.
I'm pretty sure you could make room for this rum cake, Phil.
This is to the top. To the top. No. The drawer will barely close. It's so full. It's so full.
Have you considered investing in a deep freeze, Phil?
Oh, you mean one of those external ones, like you put it in your garage or whatever, like a separate? We haven't yet, but here's the thing. We recently did actually from top to bottom clean out our garage. We actually hauled away a whole bunch of junk. So we have room. That perhaps could be an investment that we make. because when we do these Costco hauls, we can load that sucker up, and then we'd have room in this.
I was talking to Steve today. It was like you could acquire one for like $300, and then this wouldn't even be an issue.
That is a fair enough point. It's something to think about. We actually didn't have the room until recently, and now we would have room in our garage for it. So might think about that. That's a good one.
All right, this is the freezer.
Well, that was the first pick of the freezer. Did you see the second pick of the freezer? Hold on.
Oh wait.
This is the upper freezer. All right, this is the top shelf of the freezer.
Bro, there's room in there for the rum cake. By the way, what's going on with your hand here, Phil?
My hand? It's very hairy. I have a very hairy hand. That is my hand.
Well,
see, that's the ring.
It's like wrinkled as fuck. Like, what's going on?
I'm old. I'm old. I'm in my 40s.
He's old and fucking whoa, it's like this withered fucking hand. Holy fuck, Phil.
I substituted the hand of Ebenezer Scrooge for the picture.
These strange fingers that you've got there, Phil. Holy fuck, and you're missing a finger.
That's right.
It looks like there's no thumb there, Phil.
You've caught me at my weakest moments, exposing my real hand before I add the prosthetics for stream.
Holy. Okay, so we got French fries.
Yes.
Looks like one of those hamburgers over there, Phil.
No. Those are not hamburgers. Absolutely not. We would not have standard hamburgers in this house. We have Bison burgers. That's what those are. Bison meat burgers. And let me tell you, if you've never had a Bison burger before, you're missing out. Full of flavor, almost no fat. They are incredibly lean, but they are so juicy and delicious. You've got to try a Bison burger if you've never had one before. They're amazing.
How much did those cost, Phil?
A pack of 4 Bison burgers costs around $12, I want to say. They're pretty expensive, yeah.
$12, Phil. I know, Phil. It seems like you're being a mark, Phil. It seems like you're getting scammed, Phil, with the Bison burgers.
Oh, listen,
buddy.
You can say that now, but you probably never had one. If you had a Bison burger, you would know the difference. They are so good.
All right, you got the Bison burgers. What else do we got in here? It looks like frozen fruit.
Yeah, there's some frozen fruit in there. There's some bread. That's like a roll right there next to the fries, and various things. Some meals.
Why have you frozen this roll?
Oh, to save it for later. Because when you buy them, they come in like a pack of 6. I'm not going to eat 6 within like a day, and they get moldy if you don't. So you leave 2 out. You freeze the rest. You take them out and thaw them out when you want to eat them later. That way they don't go bad right away.
Okay.
There you go.
And then looks like more frozen pizzas, or what are those? Some sort of like.
Those are probably for my wife. Those are probably like, quick lean cuisines or something. If she gets home from work or she wants to eat something fast, or if it's like at night, before she goes to bed, she just wants to eat something light instead of something heavy with cheese and shit.
Okay, it's like a frozen rice, I think.
Exactly, yeah, like a rice dish, exactly. Some of them are like fish too, like, light stuff. That's what's up there. So, but that's the top shelf, and that also, like right now, is jam-packed. Actually, in reality, it doesn't always look like this. Like I said, the timing of the rum cake couldn't have been worse because the freezer's full. There's no room.
Nick Jones goes, food storage is a complete mystery. The thing is, as soon as I get food, I just eat it. I don't actually store it whatsoever. If I see it, I eat it, and that's the way it goes, and then it ends up here.
In reality, I used to be like that too. When I was young, when I was single, all right, and I started as a YouTuber, that was exactly my lifestyle. Whatever I had, I ate right away, or I ate fast food like every day. So I get it, but now that I'm older, you got a family, you got to do this. You got a store, you have to have these things, different ingredients, Like what you didn't see, there's meat and stuff in there too. There's like some frozen chicken. There's actually leftover ham from Christmas. We had a big Christmas ham. We only cooked half of it. The other half is like in there frozen. So one day we'll thaw it out and we'll have like a big dinner of it, So that's what I mean. You save the stuff up, and that way you're not always constantly running out the door to have to buy more and more.
How does Christmas go at the Casa del Bernal, at the mansion?
We had a big meal. We had a big Christmas ham. I cut it in half. We cooked half. The other half we froze. Man, we had a lot. We had regular mashed potatoes. We had sweet potato mashed potatoes. We had, I think, was it green beans or sweet corn? It was either green beans or sweet corn. I get confused because we like both. We had like cranberry sauce. We had like a stuffing. We had like massive amounts of food, and we saved it. We had leftovers for like another 2 days, so we didn't have to cook for like 3 days straight.
Okay. Wow. What'd you get? You get any good Christmas presents this year, Phil?
The best present I get is to have a whole day with my wife and not have to worry about, work or noise.
So I
Like
heard apparently you're not doing Valentine's Day this year?
we're not doing it on Valentine's Day because we sat down to look and say, gee, do we want to do something for Valentine's? It's a Friday, and we're like out here, like every restaurant is super busy, especially it's Valentine's Day and Friday. It's like, oh God. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to plan a day off for ourselves later in the month after Valentine's is over, so that way you don't have all that extra busy bullshit.
But isn't Valentine's Day on a Friday for everyone though? It's not just
Of course.
But
Yeah,
couldn't
but
you have, like, organized it a couple weeks in advance?
well, we could have, but we just don't like going out on the busier days either. Like we would prefer, if we're gonna have a day together, we'd like to have it on like a Wednesday or a Thursday. That way we can go out, we can just not be inundated with a zillion people. Go into a store, feel like you're cramped in a can of sardines with other people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be honest. COVID sucked. But man, when COVID happened and there weren't a lot of fucking people out all the time and people had social distancing and shit, that was good. Like, wow, I'm not getting sick. People aren't being disgusting and up in my fucking face constantly. I enjoyed that time.
You actually enjoyed COVID. It fed into your hermetic lifestyle.
Correct. That's correct. Yes.
Do you consider yourself a hermit?
Well, maybe if I live by myself, but I'm a hermit, but I'm happily with a family that lives in my castle with me.
Right.
We're all behind the drawbridge together.
You're not solo in your hermitage of isolation and just going outside once a week. You do have, a family, which is good, right?
That's right. Excellent.
That's
absolutely.
Right. So COVID was paradise for autistic introverts. Oh, come on. Oh fuck.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we got one more.
The fridge. The MTV Cribs fridge.
All right.
check.
This is gonna just blow everyone's mind. This is going to you are never gonna believe the kind of stuff that you're gonna see inside of my refrigerator. Let me tell you guys. Some of these products, you probably have no idea what they are.
Well, there's the cherry juice. So the biggest item in the whole fridge is the fucking cherry juice. Because I was wondering, I'm like, Phil brought up the cherry juice for his gout. I'm like, it better be in there. Or else he's telling fibs. But there it is. Front and fucking center, the holy gout juice of darksydephil.
That's right.
Gaze upon it, ye mortals, and despair.
Let me tell you something, all right? At first, when I was diagnosed with gout a decade ago, I started drinking this stuff because I was looking for like homeopathic remedies so I didn't have to be on freaking, pills all the time to stop the swelling. And online, everyone claims tart cherry juice is the homeopathic remedy. It's not scientifically proven, but it seems to work for some people. So I went out and I got it. And let me tell you, depending on what brand you buy, some of them taste like fucking shit. It tastes like really bitter, sour, disgusting. You could get some others that actually don't taste as bad. This is one of the brands that I drink. It's a little more expensive, but it actually kind of tastes like real cherries, not like just tart ass.
The Smart Juice.
Yes, it's good. I recommend this brand. I do.
Okay.
So
then we've got, what is this, all liquor down on the bottom shelf, Phil?
No. How dare you?
It's all liquor.
That middle shelf is a variety of things. On the far left there, that's lemonade. And then in the middle is an alcoholic beverage. That's the 1800 margarita mix. So it's pre-made. Right. So I think it's like mango flavor. We've had that for months. We had that since the fall. Maybe once in a while we'll have a drink of that.
Sorry, Phil. You've had the margarita mix for months. You don't drink it all.
No.
Likely story, Phil.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Sure, and then next to that is actually the pure margarita mix that's not alcoholic. If we're gonna make a margarita with real tequila.
Two different kinds of margarita mix on tap.
One alcoholic, one not. That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Then it appears as though we have now in the back there. Are those pickle spears?
Oh, probably, or some kind of
green beans. What is that?
Which
in the back?
Which shelf are we talking?
Right-hand side.
Okay.
The right-hand bottom shelf. Are those like green beans, pickle spears? And then I see in the back, what is that? Hummus?
So we got a lot of stuff down there. But whole bottom shelf from left to right, I believe on the left-hand side is a bunch of veggies. Like there's some kale and stuff like that. Sometimes or we're having a salad or something. That's ground turkey, 2 pounds of ground turkey that you're seeing there. And we use that for things like tonight we ate one of those. We had it in turkey tacos. Okay. So that's it. I can't eat red meat, so I have the turkey alternative. Next to that is, what the hell is that? Hold on. I got to see it closer.
When was the last time you were back in there, Phil?
Oh, okay. Leftovers. That's leftovers. So right to the right of the turkey is leftovers. My wife made homemade meatballs the other night in a marinara sauce, and so that's some leftover homemade meatballs in a marinara. To the right of that, you're seeing part of like the.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were they telling you?
They were telling me that the marinara sauce has 6 tablespoons of sugar in it.
No. This isn't that recipe. When I first moved out here, I started making a family recipe marinara, but I think it was wrong because the first pot that I made had a lot of sugar in it. I was like, this is way too sweet. I don't remember it tasting like this. So then I adjusted it over the years. I don't put a lot of sugar into if I make marinara sauce. I've tweaked it a lot over the years.
But wasn't that what made it good?
Let me put it this way. You should put some sugar in the marinara. It gives it a little bit of a different flavor, but the first batch I made was like so sweet. I was like, this can't be right. My mom must have misremembered the recipe because she says she makes it by hand, or by eye. She doesn't actually have it written down because she's done it so many times. So when she gave me the recipe, I think she was misremembering, the ratios of certain things because it definitely was too sweet that first time.
We got one more. We got a press from chat. They're saying the liquor is open, but the cherry juice is not.
That's because I go through the cherry juice quicker. That cherry juice, that's 2 cups, and it's gone. So in 2 days, that cherry juice is out of the fridge. While the liquor, I drink slowly, and every once in a while, I have a little more. So.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going through this. The refrigerator. I can't. There are people who are going to analyze every single frame.
Of course, they're gonna memorize this fridge. It's gonna be very important to them.
I mean, the fridge is a lot cleaner, I think, than a lot of people would have thought. Did you clean this before you took the picture?
Absolutely not.
This is the standard of cleanliness.
I literally opened it, snapped the picture, and closed it. That was it. I didn't do any arrangement. The only arrangement I did was in the freezer, like you saw on the first freezer pic. I had to lift up the ice so you could see the ramen that was underneath it, because or else you wouldn't have been able to see that ramen. But here, this was literally just done. So no, I didn't scrub nothing. We like to try to keep a cleanly house. We don't try not to have a pigsty.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to get the full tour sometime. What we're gonna need the reorganizing the freezer.
Oh, there you go. The freezer clean out stream.
The freezer reorganization stream, because that rum cake will perish if we don't get it in there soon.
That's right.
We don't want to scam them. Well, actually, they're scamming you by not paying up. Honestly, you should just toss it in the trash, Phil.
Well, what are you going to do?
Fuck them over, Phil.
Or just eat it off camera entirely. Just don't mention it ever again.
The thing is, you have all of this food in your house, but then you do like feasting with the king and the trying it with Phil or whatever, and it's always fast food. Why don't you show people your home-cooked meals, Phil?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, the appeal of DSP Tries It is that I'm usually trying something that my audience can easily get themselves. A lot of people outright say, we watch your review, and if it's something that looks good to us, we go try it right after. You can't do that with a home-cooked meal. I mean, you're not going to have the ability to make that yourself right away.
What if you gave out the recipe? And you said to people, and you could encourage people, instead of buying fast food, to be healthy at home.
That, as true as that is, all right, and that is a good point, because some people have actually brought that up over the years too. I don't really cook. I don't. It's my wife that's the good cook here, and...
hold on, Phil. I have an idea. Then your groceries would be a tax write-off.
Oh,
Phil, you can claim your groceries on your taxes, bro.
No, actually, you wouldn't, because I already know about this. Trust me, I've looked into many things over the years.
You looked into it already. Oh,
you
go
can't.
ahead, King.
If it was a meal that was being made exclusively for a piece of content only, and it was only explicitly meant to be used for that content, then it's a tax write-off in the United States. If it's used for any other purpose, like let's say, for example, you cook the meal.
You eat all your meals on stream then, because you're streaming all day anyway. Boom.
Let me put it this way. I'm sure there are people who do it, but it's a gray area. And if the IRS wants to come after you for something stupid, that's something they will come after you for. They'll be like, so let me get this straight. You spent how much money on food, and you think you can write off everything on food forever? Are you out of your mind? And that's when they slap you with bullshit that you just don't need the hassle of.
You own the IRS. Like, even the Joker was scared of the IRS. Phil doesn't fear the IRS.
No, that is very much not true.
Phil, you defeated the IRS.
No,
You
listen.
defeated the U.S. government.
Listen. I pay.
The judge.
I pay so much money every year to do my taxes. You have no idea. If I told you how much I actually paid to have my taxes done, you would probably piss your pants because people don't believe it. But I have to make sure everything is correct. I have everything like the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, hours and hours of work. I guarantee you other content creators don't go through half the trouble I do because of who I am, because of the level of scrutiny I'm under, because of the harassment. I have to be sure everything is always right. So I don't fuck around with anything.
Just
I don't.
Like the 5,000 business expense.
That's right. I have to make sure everything is properly accounted for. I can't be fucking around. So
Well, didn't you like legally only turn like a $30 profit on paper every month with the $5,000 business expense?
I don't believe that's correct at all. I think that's what the detractors say, but I don't listen to their bullshit at all.
Yeah.
Here's the bottom line of that, because I've talked about this before. My story's never going to change on it. All right. I'm not a tax expert. I'm not supposed to be, right? That's what I pay a person for to do. Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Game expert, yeah.
That's right. So I don't know how it really works. What I know is I have literal ginormous spreadsheets of data. Here's what I spend on this. Here's what I spend on this. Here's the cost of my office, my utilities, everything. That's provided to them. They figure it out. It's done right. It's filed every year. I pay what I got to pay. Sometimes I pay too much and it applies to next year. Sometimes I pay less and I owe more, whatever. But it's all done properly. I don't know the ins and outs. You know, I'm on side scrollers and we got fucking stuttering Craig, who I'm sure is a tax expert, right? Asking me specific questions about, well, what about this expense here? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not a tax dude. I don't know. That's what I pay someone for. I'm not going to waste my time scrutinizing this thing for an accredited business that's been in business for ages, that knows what they're doing. You know, this is crazy.
No, I never actually watched the stuttering Craig thing. Did you take like a piece of paper and you wrote down like all the expenses or what?
He was asking me where all my money goes, right? Like he really wanted to get into it. And I'm like, fine, here it is. I actually had it on my desk and I pulled it up and I'm like, here's where all my money goes every month. And I started reading it off. He had no interest in that. Instead, he's like, well, I want to know specifically on this month. Dude, I don't know. I'm not my fucking tax professional, nor am I going to tell you that shit anyway. That's none of anyone's fucking business. Why do I have to account for every single dollar I've ever spent? It's done properly, right? But these people will never let it go. They literally think I'm like a fucking supervillain mastermind. Like I had this elaborate plan to scam everyone.
I think that you are. I think that you are that man. And that's why I respect you and love you so much, because you defeated the IRS. You scammed the U.S. government. You got away with everything. You got a judge to certify it. The statute of limitations, I think, is up almost. So one of these days, Phil will be able to lay out point by point for everybody how he defeated the U.S. government. And like, as a Republican, I think it's based. And I hope that this is the last year that Phil has to pay income tax. This is it. Trump and Elon Musk are getting it done for you, Phil. Don't worry about next year. Don't lay it aside. Don't worry. He's got you covered, bro.
No, you never know. Here's what I'm worried about. Here's what I'm worried about. I know this is a little political stuff now, all right? Yeah. They're talking about abolishing the complicated tax, right? Make it simple. Make it like a 2-page tax return and that's it. That's fine. But what's going to end up happening is it's going to be so simple that everyone's going to end up paying kind of the same. And my business, I have all this stuff going on. I have this office. This office is considered a tax write-off because it's a room in my house dedicated just to work. That's a huge tax write-off for me. You know, there's things that I get discounts on my taxes because I'm a small business and I have this ability to claim them. If they oversimplify the tax code, I'm worried I might actually end up paying more because I don't get my write-offs anymore. So I don't know how it's going to work. I mean, no one knows. No one's seen anything yet, right? It's just bluster and talk right now.
You're saying they're going to close the loopholes that allow you to scam the government?
There's no scam. There's no scam.
This isn't right, Phil. This isn't right. How can they do this to you, Phil? How can they actually make you pay taxes?
Unlike real rich people, I don't have the ability to have all my money tied up in investments and then use that as part of my wealth so that I can borrow money to pay for everything else. That's how rich people actually do it. They're so wealthy, okay? They have all these investments. They never pull out of the investments, so they never have to pay taxes on them. But based on their overall wealth, they then can go to the bank and be like, hey, I'm rich. Can I get a loan? And the bank's like, sure. So they give them the loan and they use the loan to pay for everything else. So they literally never pay taxes because their money just stays in investments forever. I don't have money in investments. I just started making good money in the last 6 to 7 months. I don't have that ability. So if they
any investments?
No, I blew them all during those years when everything went wrong, you know, during the bankruptcy and everything. I had a retirement thing that got cashed out. Everything's gone. I'm starting from scratch. I'm trying to rebuild from the bottom now, you know?
All gone?
I didn't have that. I mean, I spent it all in the move. When I moved out here 10 years ago, I blew all my money basically on that move. I definitely got scammed by a few different places. That I paid way too much for like the move itself. I paid way too much, and I paid too much to furnish the house, and I racked up credit cards. I screwed myself over, you know? So yeah, I got nothing right now. That's what I mean. I'm trying to rebuild.
They're calling you in chat the Wolf of Renton. It seems like you understand how all the markets work and everything.
I know everything. I just don't have the ability to take advantage of any of it because I don't have that flexibility.
What if we do day trading with Phil? What if every day you start playing the market and you don't give financial advice, but you let everybody know what your moves are in the market, Phil?
Oh, surely that would work.
Phil, I think it might work if you're like a financial guru and wizard. Like, you know better than these Wall Street guys.
Well, listen, already I've been presented.
Did you go to Harvard?
No, I didn't go to Harvard. I went to a Fairfield University business school, which is okay. It's just like a mid-level business school. It's nothing great or anything. But
but you were the valedictorian though.
No, not college. No. College, I barely cared. It was high school. I was the valedictorian. But I'll tell you this: I'm being presented with interesting offers. For example, someone is asking me would I consider creating my own meme coin.
Yes. I want to set it up for you, son. We're gonna fucking go to the moon. We're gonna be so rich, Phil. Come on.
Who wants some king coins? King coins.
So rich with it, we're not even gonna need to do tax fraud anymore, King.
There you go. There you go.
No, there's no tax fraud. It's fraud what the government does to Phil. That's the real fucking fraud. He shouldn't have to pay a fucking nickel or a dime. And the people who think that Phil should have to fucking pay a nickel or a dime, you people are what's wrong with America. You're why America is in the state that it is in right now, because you look to daddy government to solve all of your fucking problems. You look to the welfare state to suck off the teat of it. Shame on you. Phil deserves to keep his fucking money, and it's actually a fraud and a scam what they're doing to him. You ever think about that? I do think we should get you investing, though, Phil. I think you should lay out your portfolio, your investments of the week, and all this shit. I think it'd be great. Bro, if you just took a small portion of what you're definitely not spending on WWE champions and
zero.
Put it in the market, you would be surprised in 10 years where it's at. Like, or you could invest in gold and protect against inflation.
Gold, oh boy, yes, the gold investments.
Phil, can you explain once again how gold it doesn't protect against inflation and it's a bad investment?
No, that's the kind of advice that I save for paid viewers. I'm sorry, so we have to, we have to be hitting some goals,
Okay, I just looked it up. The university you went to is $56,000 a year.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know what it was back then, but yeah, it was expensive. It's a private university.
Like going to fucking Harvard, bro.
Yeah, I did go on a scholarship, but it wasn't a full ride.
Okay, so you went on scholarship to a $56,000 a year institution.
Yep.
And now you play video games.
That's right. I really use that degree, don't I? It's very useful.
What the fuck happened? What's up? So they put up these signs of you saying that you need to get a job at the WWE.
Oh, yes.
Event, you know?
That's right. I definitely don't have
put that degree to work, brother.
I definitely don't have a job. That's right. I got to get out there. I got to start, really filling out those applications left and right.
What's the deal with this? Like, you're an internet, you must be like super famous. Like, there not just one, there were like 2 signs
Well,
that
no,
these guys put up.
actually, it's the same. I'll show you. We got the two pictures here. It's two. Basically, the first picture here is the person posing with the sign, and they posted this on their social media before the Royal Rumble began. So that's
Right.
them actually with the sign showing it off. And then they were trying desperately to get it on the air. They couldn't get it on the main show, but they managed to get it on the pre-show. They
got
snuck
on
it
the
in.
pre-show. How does it make you feel, Phil?
Listen.
When they make fun of you like this, Phil.
Do you
Does
see-
it hurt you in your heart, Phil?
Do you see anyone else getting this kind of publicity? Honestly, let's be honest. For free? Do you see anyone else's name getting thrown out there on a show that had over 3 million viewers live? I mean,
Because I think earlier in the week you were kind of seething about it, Phil. You're kind of upset, weren't you, Phil?
you know, in truth, this has happened many, many times before. Okay, this has actually been like a running thing for maybe 6, 7 years, where they've been going to like Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views, and they try to get a sign like that onto the show. And they've showed me, you know, many times that sometimes it gets on, sometimes it doesn't. So the first time, like maybe like 7 years ago, the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, what a fucking life loser and shit like that. At this point, I think it's just kind of funny. I think it's a meme. Like they want to get noticed. Like the guy actually had posted on this post here, his first post, he had said, actually, I had a Christian sign, but I didn't want to risk it. So instead, I'm doing other signs today. So hopefully they won't know who this is. So I don't get kicked out, because I guess he got kicked out of a show for having a Christian sign before. So basically, he was trying all different things. And this, maybe if I do DSP, they won't know who he is. So they won't kick me out. And it worked. They didn't kick him out because they didn't know what it was.
No, so you're saying that nobody knows what DSP is?
In real life, no. Do you think people at the WWE arena know who the fuck I am? Of course they don't know who I am. But it's free publicity.
No! Sire, you're supposed to be a megastar. You're more famous than all of them combined. That's why you got a sign. Oh, man. All right. Well, there's another sign here that I was sent. It says, DSP, stop wasting money on a mobile game and get a job.
They put that much on the sign? That's like way too much, too wordy, right? For a sign.
I'm sending it through. Have a look at this.
Let's look here. That sounds shitty. Oh, this is fake. This is fake. That's not real.
It's not a fake sign.
There's no way that's real. I don't believe that's real at all.
Stop wasting money on a mobile game and get a real job.
That looks completely photoshopped. There's no way that's real. That's
Would
fake.
it matter if it was real or not? I don't know. It's real, bro. There's a little girl that's pressing you. Apparently, 11-year-old girls are detractors. Well, speaking of which, I saw this clip of you battling an 11-year-old girl. Did you know what I'm talking about?
The only time I can think of is many years ago when VR chat first had started and was like really, really popular. My fans wanted me to try it just for the hell of it. So I jumped on VR chat and ran into probably the most biggest brat I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't believe she was like behaving that way and had no parental supervision. So
actually, I have it. I have the clip. I found it. Should we play it?
We can
DSP versus the 11-year-old, and then we'll review the Royal Rumble.
Actually, you want to know the truth? We shouldn't play it on the show because my detractors will then flag the show and get the show demonetized. They will.
Really?
Yep, because they did it to that video. They did it to that video. They've done that. How dare he say that to the girl or whatever? And YouTube, in truth, it's cleared up now. Like I talked to YouTube years later and said, can we just fucking forget about this? And they did, like they fixed it. But that's the problem with YouTube. Like if you do it now, you'll get in trouble. But things you've done in the past, they're kind of like, all right, you get it passed. It's like old, right? But I don't want to get our new show demonetized. So, I mean, people know what it is. It's the VR chat clip where the girl was being a brat and she was being really rude to everyone in the room. And people were just like coming in, not knowing what this room is. And she's like, get over here, do this. Can't you read this? Like, Jesus Christ, this girl, like she has no manners, So I think I said something like, geez, in real life, I would slap her. She deserves a slap or something like that for that kind of language.
I think you said you would slap the shit out of that brat or something like that.
There you go.
Now, what was interesting is that you didn't say anything directly to the child. you waited until the child was out of the lobby.
Of
before you
course.
shit-talked the child.
But you don't want the child to go running to her parents, you know, and you have some rich fucking person try to get you in trouble or something. You know, you never know.
We have another sign here, Phil. It says, DSP, you have an addiction. We have, like, look at all these signs. Holy fuck, they're just sending them to me, like, on Twitter. Like, here's the sign, here's...
These are probably the ones over the years. Yeah, they've done these for many different years.
So many.
Yep.
There's
Some of them are fake, though, but some of them are
many.
real.
Holy. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Do we have any contributions?
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.